You walk into a room and realize there's a giant piece of spinach in your teeth. You've been smiling at people for the last 20 minutes. Your stomach drops. Everyone saw it. Everyone was staring. Everyone was definitely talking about it behind your back. Except they probably didn't notice. And even if they did, they forgot about it in about 11 seconds. That's not me being nice. That's science. Welcome to the spotlight effect, the cognitive bias that has you convinced you're the main character in everyone else's movie. Spoiler, you're not. And that's actually the best news you'll hear all day. Let's start with one of the most famous experiments in social psychology. It's 2000. Researchers Thomas Gilovich, Victoria Medvec, and Kenneth Safdie at Cornell University do something beautifully simple. They take a college student and make them walk into a room full of other students wearing the most embarrassing t-shirt imaginable. We're talking a giant picture of Barry Manilow with the word "lover boy" underneath. Not subtle, not cool. The kind of shirt you'd hide in the back of your closet and deny ownership of if anyone found it. The student wearing the shirt is mortified. They are certain that everyone in that room noticed. Every single person. There's no way anyone missed this fashion disaster. So the researchers ask the other students, "Did you notice the shirt?" About half the room didn't even see it. The wearer estimated 50% or more would notice. The real number was around 23 to 25%. That gap between what you think people see and what they actually see, that's the spotlight effect, and it runs your life way more than you realize. Here's the thing. Your brain is not trying to mess with you. It's doing its job. It's just doing it too well. You have a front row seat to your own life. You see everything you do. Every awkward word, every stumble, every bad hair day. You're the director, the camera operator, and the star of the show, all at once. This is what psychologists call egocentric bias. Not egocentric like you're a narcissist. Egocentric like your brain literally uses your own perspective as the default. It assumes everyone else has the same view. Think about it like this. If you trip on the sidewalk, you feel the embarrassment in your entire body. Your cheeks flush, your heart races, your brain replays the moment 6 times in the next 10 seconds. It feels massive. It feels like the whole world stopped to watch. But the guy across the street, he glanced over for half a second, thought, "Oof," and went back to his sandwich. That's it. That's the whole story. Your brain can't simulate other people's attention accurately. It only knows what it's paying attention to. And since it's paying a ton of attention to you, it assumes everyone else is too. There's a cousin of the spotlight effect called the illusion of transparency. Same basic idea, but applied to your internal world. You know that feeling when you have a crush on someone and you're convinced it's painfully obvious? Like she can see it written on your forehead? Every time you talk to her, you're sure your face is giving everything away. It's not. Your crush is locked in a vault as far as everyone else is concerned. But your brain treats your internal state like it's being broadcast on a public channel. This shows up everywhere. Public speakers feel like the audience can sense their nervousness. Poker players think their hands are shaking visibly. Liars assume everyone can tell. The reality? People are terrible at detecting your inner feelings. You're way more opaque than you think. Another piece of the puzzle is anchoring. When you try to guess how much someone noticed you, your brain anchors on your own experience. You felt the embarrassment at a 10 out of 10, so you assume the observer's experience is also at a 10. But it's not. It's maybe a 2, because they weren't the one who tripped. They weren't the one who said the awkward thing at the party. They didn't spend the next 3 days replaying it at 2 in the morning. You anchor too high every single time. And the result is that you systematically overestimate how much other people care about what you're doing. So what's the real cost of the spotlight effect? Let's break it down. Social anxiety. This is the big one. If you believe everyone is watching and judging, every social interaction becomes a performance. You rehearse what you're going to say. You agonize over how you looked. You leave the party and immediately start dissecting every conversation. The spotlight effect feeds the anxiety loop because it makes the social world feel way more threatening than it actually is. Public speaking? Same deal. You feel like every stumble, every pause is being judged harshly. But audiences are way more forgiving than you think. They're mostly just waiting for you to finish so they can check their phones. Daily life? You don't raise your hand in class because you might say something wrong. You don't try that new hairstyle because people might comment. You don't walk up to someone you find interesting because you might embarrass yourself. The spotlight effect is a cage. Here's the truth that nobody tells you. Most people are too busy worrying about themselves to notice you. They're stuck in their own spotlight effect, convinced that everyone is watching them. It's almost funny when you think about it. We're all walking around performing for an audience that isn't there. Everyone's starring in their own movie, convinced the theater is packed, when really, it's just them in an empty room. The people who seem confident, who seem to not care what others think, they haven't unlocked some secret. They've just learned, consciously or not, that the spotlight doesn't exist. Or at least, it's a lot dimmer than your brain tells you. And here's the research to back it up. Gilovich and his team replicated this effect across dozens of scenarios. Embarrassing shirts, emotional reactions, even political opinions. Every time the same pattern held. People overestimate, consistently, by a factor of 2 or more. You are not the exception. You are not being watched more than average. Your embarrassing moments are not seared into other people's memories. They're barely registering. So, what do you do with this? You stop performing. You stop editing yourself down to the safest, most boring version. You stop avoiding things because someone might notice. Walk into that room. Say the thing. Wear the shirt. Try the hairstyle. Stumble, recover, keep going. Because the spotlight you're so afraid of, it doesn't exist. Nobody has a camera on you. Nobody is keeping score. And the few people who do notice something, they'll forget by tomorrow. They've got their own awkward moments to overthink. You've been living like the whole world is watching. It's not. And once you really, truly believe that, you're free. So go be free.